Hi, hello. Today we are going to be talking about abilities that work in the overworld. That means abilities that work outside of battle. There are a couple of them today. I don't think we're going to go through all of them because all of them are not terribly helpful. But there's like a list on Bulbapedia and Cerebi if you wanted to see them all. But if you want to see them in action, that's what today's video is. I like to try to provide helpful content, and this Jinx is very satisfied with that. Yeah, see, she is. All right, so with that being said, let's start with the first ability. Okay, so the first ability I'm going to show you here is the Flash Fire ability, which attracts more Fire-type Pokemon. We are on Route 3 right here. There are, I think, like Gossifleur on this route. There's a Zigzagoon. My goal is to run through this without anyone running into me. Here we go. So we see a bunch of Zigzagoon, we see a Stunky, we see another Stunky, we see another Zigzagoon, we see a Gossifleur. This is just me naming Pokemon. Okay, so we ran through that whole route with no Fire-type Pokemon, but Fire-type Pokemon do spawn on this route. So let's say we were shiny hunting like a Growlithe or a baby Centiskorch. What is that called? Sizzlipede. Put Centiskorch, which has the ability Flash Fire, at the front of our party. And now when we walk through the area, we should start seeing Fire-type Pokemon here. There's a Growlithe. Oh, there's another Growlithe. There's another Growlithe. There's another Growlithe. Okay, let's do one more pass. We have a Growlithe. We have a Gossifleur. We have another Growlithe. We have a Growlithe, a Growlithe, a Growlithe. Another Growlithe, a Growlithe. Okay, so I think it's safe to say that the Flash Fire ability works. I don't see why it wouldn't work. This is actually something that you can find on Cerebi or Bulbapedia or in the official guidebook. General consensus here, if you were trying to, hello Growlithe, if you were trying to hunt for a fire type Pokemon in any of the wild area or the routes, you would put any Pokemon with the ability Flash Fire at the front of your party, and that would help out. So let's move on to the second ability. Okay, so just like Flash Fire, there's an ability for grass type Pokemon, and that's going to be Harvest. Now, Flash Fire and Harvest, those are two abilities. Actually, a lot of these abilities, Flash Fire and Harvest, have existed for quite a while. But in Pokemon Sword and Shield, they changed what these abilities do outside of battle. So this Exeggutor has Harvest. Again, you can use these abilities like Harvest and Flash Fire in any route, as long as, you know, that route has the Pokemon you're looking for. The cool thing about this route is it has a 1% Delmise on it. I put Exeggutor at the front of my party. You can see that there's no grass-type Pokemon here. We're going to leave the area and come back, though. And that's just to reset the spawns. That's why when we did the Growlithe thing earlier, we saw a little bit of Gossifleur up, and then all the Growlithes came back. So now we come back, and oh boy, there we go. So if there's... I'm glad this game is cooperating for this YouTube video. There are 3 1% Delmises. So this ability is Harvest. Now we can actually stack these abilities too. This is probably pretty unique here. I don't think another YouTube video or anywhere on Cerebi or Bulbapedia says this. So this is your hot tip. Not only did we force the Delmise to show up with a Harvest Pokemon, in this case being Exeggutor at the front of our party, we can actually now force the abilities here. So I have a bunch of Indeedee. I have them all named after certain natures. So we can now just take the Exeggutor out of our party. We can put an Adamant Indeedee at the front of our party. And now, because as long as we don't leave the area, we can force encounter these. And if you guys don't know, in Sword and Shield, they changed synchronization to 100%. So it is going to be guaranteed that all of these Delmise will be adamant. Now, I'm just going to quick ball this. I think Delmise's catch rate is pretty bad. All right, we caught the first Delmise. Let's catch the second Delmise. The first Delmise knocked out our Indeedee. That's okay because Indeedee's front of the party, so its synchronization should still work here. All right, last one. We haven't checked the natures yet, but I am very confident in what's about to happen. We're gonna catch all 3 of these. The hardest part of this video was catching 3 Delmise in a row. Okay, so because catching 3 Delmise took longer than I wanted to, we did 2 things. Number 1, we put Executor at the front of our party to activate the Harvest ability. Once we forced the Executor to show up, we put an Adamant Indeedee at the front of our party to force the natures of these Delmise to be adamant. So we stacked 2 abilities in this case, and if we take a look here, we have our first Adamant Delmise, we have our second Adamant Delmise, and we have our third Adamant Delmise that we burned to make it a little bit easier to catch. All in repeat balls, all caught the same day. You can see that these Indeedees, there was no editing magic. So Harvest works like Flashfire. Harvest increases grass-type Pokemon in the overworld, and then once we got those Pokemon to spawn, we switched to an Indeedee to activate the Nature Sync. So then all 3 of these Delmise that we caught in my boxes that are used to be organized, that are now no longer organized, have the Adamant Nature, which would be a decent nature for Delmise, depending on what you want to do with them. Okay, let's talk about the third. This is going to be a disaster because these all Pokemon Chase. Let's talk about the third overworld syncing ability. We can see some Berserker here. We can see 2 Galvantula. There was an Inkay back there. There's a Thievul here. So in this case, we can use the ability. There's actually 2, and these are older abilities. These were not introduced in Sword and Shield. We can either use Static or Lightning Rod at the front of our party here, and I believe this Pincurchin knows Static. No, I was wrong. It knows Lightning Rod. Okay. They do the same thing, and actually these have been around, I believe, since Gen 3. So we saw 2 Galvantula. Galvantula is like a 20% on this route, but we need to just reset spawns here, so let's go a little bit out of the way. Oh, wait, there's Galvantula. 2 electric Pokemon over here. Yeah, so Morpeko, I believe is how the anime says. Morpeko is, I believe, a 5% here. Galvantula is a 20%. We got a Galvantula over here. We got Morpeko. We got another Galvantula. We got another Galvantula. We got a Toxel. Toxel on this route, also an electric-type Pokemon. So safe to say that Static and Lightning Rod working as intended and activating as intended. But yeah, there you go. So if you're hunting for Morpeko on this route, oh, there's 2 of them right here. Kind of hard to see in the grass, but you can see 2 of them walking around. You're hunting for Morpekos, Galvantulas. You can use this for Rotom in the wild area. Lots of uses for electric-type Pokemon with this one. Okay, I'm actually going to take some old footage here. I'm in the wild area right now, but unfortunately it's not raining today. My favorite example to show with Storm Drain, the water type ability that will attract water type Pokemon. Again, Storm Drain is not a new ability, but the added function of Storm Drain attracting water type Pokemon was introduced in Sword and Shield. So I'm just going to overlay some old footage here, which shows in this part of the wild area, Cramorant spawns only when it's raining. So when Cramorant spawns when it's raining, it's a 5% encounter. Which is still not that great, especially if you want to shiny hunt Cramorant. And why wouldn't you? It's like the best Pokemon ever. So if we put Storm Drain out the front of our party, and then we drive around, we can see a bunch of Cramorant now, which just kind of proves that Storm Drain does attract. Obviously, this would work all over the game, just like all these other abilities. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. So not only does Storm Drain increase the amount of water-type Pokemon you see, so for the example that we did with Cramorant, forcing it from a 5% to seeing it nonstop. Storm Drain and all these abilities also redistribute. Is that the right word? They redistribute like the encounter pool altogether. So like for in this example here, we're on this little island on Route 2, and there's a 1% Feebas, and I believe it's like 1% Feebas, 60% Magikarp, and like 39% Chewtle. Ultimately, there's 3 Pokemon. That's the gist of it. 3 Pokemon can be fished up here. One's a Chewtle, one's a Magikarp, and one is a 1% Feebas. But with Storm Drain at the front of the party, it actually splits that to 33, 33, 33. And I'm not 100% sure if that was changed in Sword and Shield. I remember using Static in older games and feeling like it didn't redistribute like it would in this game. So we'll put a question mark on that. But ultimately, if you were looking for a 1% Feebas in this area, Storm Drain would increase it to about 33%. So a 1 in 3 chance instead of a 1 in 100 chance. There we go. Hey, we got it in four fishes. So just like how Harvest helped us find that 1% Delmise on Route 9, Storm Drain can help us find a 1% Water-type Pokemon throughout any of these routes. Okay, so for our 5th attracting ability, that one is called Magnet Pull. And as the name suggests, it will attract Steel-type Pokemon. Hey, Cramorant. So we see 2 Magnemites so far. Magnet Pull is like Static. It has existed before Sword and Shield. Well, again, all these abilities have existed. It's just what they did outside. So we see 1 Magnemite, 2 Magnemite, 3 Magnemite, 4 Magnemite. Can we get a 5th? 5 Magnemites, 5. Can we get a 6? We got Chansey. No, 5. Okay, so we went from 2 to 5. But yeah, Magnet Pull is working. You can use this to attract your Steel-type Pokemon if you're shiny hunting or mark hunting or just hunting in general. I don't know if there's any like 1% Steel-type Pokemon on any routes. There probably is. I probably can't think of it. I do want to point out, and this is what a lot of people get wrong about Magnet Pull. They want to use it with Honedge or Dual Blade in the wild area. Magnet Pull doesn't work on the Honedge line. Specifically, if you look in the official guidebook, or you look on Cerebi, or you look on Bulbapedia, Steel-type Pokemon, except for a Steel-type Pokemon that shares the same category with Ghost. I did this hunt back in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I island scanned for Honedge, and it was nonstop people coming into my Twitch stream asking if I was using Magnet Pull, how it worked for them. I did test this in in Sun and Moon. Sorry, we did like 100 encounters without Magnet Pull. We did 100 encounters with Magnet Pull. There was no difference. So you can try to Magnet Pull Honedge. It's just not going to work. So you're better off running like a Adamant Synchronizer at the front of your party. So at least every Honedge you catch is Adamant. But we can see Magnet Pull working here on Magnemite. And those are the 5 abilities that attract Pokemon in the wild. So we have Magnet Pull, Harvest, Storm Drain, Flash Fire, Lightning Rod, and Static. Lightning Rod and Static doing the same thing. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, share. I don't know, do the YouTube things. If you want more videos, I'm sure there's a video to the left here. There's probably some cool video on the top, and then some cool video on the bottom, and then the subscribe button. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully it makes any shiny hunts that you have easier, any mark hunts you have easier, or any just general Pokédex completion easier. And I will see you guys next time.